All right, guys, welcome back. So we are towards the end of February, and field is starting to turn green a little bit. It's still too cold to turn the sprinkler on, but we are going to get it ready. I got a bee buzzing me. Eeks. We are going to go and do the maintenance on the sprinkler and get it ready so when it does get a little bit warmer in a couple weeks, we can turn it on. That's what we're doing today on the farm. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to drain any water that might be sitting in this gearbox. And in order to do that, you got to get yourself a sprinkler and then get a pair of pliers. No, not a pair of pliers, a wrench or something to pull the square nut off. We're not going to open it all the way, just enough so if any water's in there, it can drain out. Because the water will settle to the bottom at the end of the year. That one doesn't have any water in it, so that's good. And we just tighten it back up and go to the next one. We do this for every tower, 2 wheels per tower. There you go. Off to the next one. All right, we got all the gearboxes done. There was 10 of them. And now we got to do the center drive. And same thing, there's a square nut right here. We're just going to crack it open and drain any water that may have gone in them. And then we're going to go back up and we'll get the oil to top everything off. There's 5 center drives that we have to check. Alright, so I'm not changing the oil on all of them, but I am going to change the oil on this guy because when I checked it, it was pretty black. And I think this one gets the most work climbing these hills, and so I am going to change him. The rest of them, we're just going to pop the top off, the top plug, check the oil level, and make sure that we're good to go. Alright, so to fill it, I've got a 5-gallon bucket of 80W90. Got a pump top on it. We're just going to fill it up to the top. It takes quite a bit. It'd be good to have fresh oil in this. Like I said, I'm only doing it to this one. Everything else was still pretty good, but I think this one gets a lot of strain as it's climbing this hill over here. Alright, well, of course I ran out of oil, so I'll need to run and get some oil the next time I'm in town. But I'm going to check these other 2 towers, center drive oil, and then probably call that a night. The next time I start the video, I will check the gearboxes. There's 10 of those guys. We'll go around, double check those are all topped off. Okay, so it's been a day since I've turned the camera back on. I got the center drive gearbox refilled, and so now we need to take care of these gearboxes here. And so all we're going to do is open up this screw on top, excuse me, and we're going to check the oil level of each gearbox, and if it's good, great, and if not, we're going to top it off with 85-140 is what goes in these. So we'll just take this screw off, this plug off, it's not a screw, whatever, and we're just double checking that the oil is sitting there at the top. This one is, so we're good. And so we'll go through, we'll check all of these. Like I said before, there's 10 of them. And then the next thing we have to do after this is we grease the center. There's grease fittings at the center over here. And then we also have to check the tire pressure. Gotta check the tire pressure. So that'll be the next couple things that we do. All right, so we got one fitting up here, and then we've got another fitting, I believe it's on this side. Yes. Another fitting on this side. And if I remember correctly, there's one fitting underneath that hose, that power cord, power cable, and I always forget about it, and I put all my tools back. So now I'm gonna have to go back to get that the tool to take that clamp off. But we will do this one for now, and then this one here, and then we'll go back and get that tool. All right, so we're just gonna give it a couple shots of grease. I always like to try to clean these off if I can. Keep as much dirt out of these as much as possible, which I know is like an oxymoron around here since the wind is always blowing. Alright, so we've got our generator loaded up, air compressor, gauge air upper thingy. So the next step is to see if this thing will start, since I haven't turned it on for a while. Yay! Boo! What's up with that? Oh, come on now. I wonder if I need to give it a shot of starting fluid. Oh man. Well, I may need to run up and go get some starting fluid. Let me work on it for a little bit. So my professional opinion is it's out of gas. I'll run back up, put some gas in it, see if that fixes the problem. Alright, so it was indeed out of gas. And so I've got it running in the back, and I've got the compressor plugged into it so it can charge while we ride down here to this tower. That is just the efficiencies that we build into the farm, where we're doing stuff while we're doing stuff. I don't know, this sounds good. It looks like we might get some rain, possibly. It's not on the forecast, but the clouds are still showing or looking like there might be something coming. That's the stormiest I've seen these clouds in 60 to 90 days. I don't know. It's incredibly dry, and we really need a shot of moisture here. Alright, so we'll get out, put the gauge checker thingy on these things, and see if we need to add any air to them. These tires run at anywhere from 20 to 25 psi, so there's not a lot of pressure in them. I run them right at 25 psi, and that one that I just filled up needs a cap, but a valve cap like this. So I got to run back up and get a valve cap when we're all said and done. And I suspect I will be replacing this tire this year because it's pretty pretty worn. Okay, all done with that tower. On to the next one. I like this time of year with nice cool temperature. It's just super nice to be outside working, and there's no wind, which is unusual. That's pretty nice. And this tire up here has a problem with it. It looks like it's only got air on the top, so we'll have to take care of that. But I got a spare tire for it. We're not going to replace it tonight. We'll do that some other time. Alright, so I got a valve cap that I stole off the bad tire. I'm going to go put that on this end tire up here. And the other thing I forgot I need to do, so we got all the tires aired up. We got to replace the one flat tire, and then I need to come through and check the torque on all the lugs to make sure they're tight. I forgot that we need to do that. So after we get the tire changed, check the lugs. I need to replace a couple of lugs. And I've got one gasket that I need to replace on the flood line, because I want to replace that before we turn the water on. And after that, this thing will be ready to go once the lows get a little bit warmer. It's still getting pretty cold at night, and the worst thing for these things is to build ice on it. And so I suspect in about 2 to 3 weeks we'll be able to turn this on. It's kind of what I'm guessing. None of my neighbors have turned theirs on either, and they're the professionals, and so I just watch them and see what they do. But anyways, we're about ready to turn this thing on, so we'll shut it off for today, and we'll pick it up when we go to get that tire changed and do the lug torques. Alright, it's been a few days, so we're back here at the pivot, and we are going to tighten up the lugs. We're going to check them, and then we got to change a flat tire, change the seal on the flood line, and then the sprinkler will be serviced and ready to turn on when it's time to turn it on. It's still getting into the low teens at night, so we're gonna have to wait another week or two probably before we can turn this thing on. But I did see a neighbor down the road starting to turn, wash his out and flood it, clean it or whatever. So it's definitely getting time, so we'll see what happens. But anyways, so the way we check these is take your amazing drill and we just check, make sure they're tight. And we go all the way around to each one of them and just check them real quick. They should be all tight, but the ones that aren't are going to get tightened up and we'll be good to go. Alright, so we checked all the lug nuts. They're all tight. So now we're on to getting this tire changed out. I've already taken off all but 2 of the lugs on this guy here. So what we have left is we got to get the... we use the handyman jack, put it underneath some structure there, and we jack it up until we can get to it. Oop, missed the click. Oh, these handyman jacks can be a little dangerous. Jerk. Alright, we're gonna see if that's high enough. So we got to get the rest of these nuts off. Get you all where you can see. Okay. And then this tire should come off. That's what it's supposed to do anyways. was off by a little bit, so I had to crank it 2 more times. So we'll see if this will be high enough. Okay, so we got it lined up. So now, and we got one just started. So we'll go around and get the rest of these started and push it on as we need to, and we'll tighten it up. Sometimes these tires go on pretty easy, sometimes they do not. Oh. Henry's coming with a friend. This is our doggy calf. Where are you, doggy calf? Bring her over here so I can see her. Where are you? Where are you, doggy calf? No, you can't eat the camera. No. No, you can't eat the camera. It's illegal. Henry's taking her for a walk, showing her the field, I guess. Alright, back to work. Alright, so now we're still uneven at the top here, so we need to just tighten them up or snug them up until we can get this centered correctly. And we're going to go to every other one, because if you go this way, you know, all together, it'll make it uneven, or it could make it uneven. So you do every other one like this. So we're just snugging it up. A little bit of progress each time. Alright, so we got the tire done. Last thing we got to do is go get this seal so we can seal up this flood line over here, this riser that's leaking. I'm debating if I want to turn it on or not and make sure it moves. You know, there could be a stator or something that went out in it. I don't know if I want to do that or just call it a day, but well, I think we'll just go up and get this seal, and then we're going to work on some other things. Alright, so here's what we have to fix. Is this seal underneath here is pretty shot, pretty gone. So we put our opener on it, and hopefully it's not glued on there. I've actually had all these opened up, so it shouldn't be too awful. So we unscrew this, and then put the new gasket on there, and then seal it back down tight, and we'll be in good shape. This just unscrews. There we go. And we can grab this grommet here, no, this gasket here, ooh, maybe if they're the right size. I didn't think about that. This one came off a smaller one. Oh, it may not fit. I may have to go down to my favorite store and go get one. Shoot. Well, doggone it. I took it off at this size, and it's that size, and that one won't fit. So now I got to go down and pick one up. But that's for another day. I'm going to end the video here. You all have a great day, and we'll check you out next time.